Hey everybody, Sam Green, AQUA-AID Solutions. Coming to you live tonight from Concession Golf Club here in Bradenton, Florida. Honored to have Terry Kennelly, Golf Course Superintendent of Concession Club, hosting the World Golf Championships. 42 days to prepare for the event, and congratulations to you and your staff.
Thank you.
It was immaculate out here. So let's talk a little bit about the Excalibur wetting agent that you've been using. So 3.5 and 4 ounces of Excalibur over the last 35 days. And talk to us about kind of the weather, what you've seen out of the greens.
It was probably about 4 weeks ago, based on my soil moistures and just the overall look of the greens, I thought the moistures were too high, so we decided to flush. And we were about 23 to 25% on our moisture meters. And so I decided to flush, and at that time we had, I want to say it was 2 ounces that we had sprayed. So our flush is 150 minutes per head, so 2.5 hours per head. And typically after we flush, they'll really drop down after probably 3 days. So if we're at 25 on that 3rd or 4th day, we'd probably drop down to 12 to 15. And after those 3 days with the Excalibur in the soil, we dropped about 5 points, and they just did not move after that. And with the Ultra Dwarfs, everybody knows you got a short root system, and I see you're dragging a lot of hoses this time of year, but managing your moisture is pretty tough. And I can tell you, in the 2 months that it's been in the ground, I mean, we joke around about it, but what I'm saying is I'm going to stop using it so I can start dragging a hose around every damn day. But it's just made our jobs a lot easier. I don't have any hesitation in saying it's the best wetting agent I've ever used on greens.
And let's talk a little bit about your applications. We kind of got you on the Excalibur slow, so kind of that first rate, we almost went weekly, bi-weekly, didn't we?
Yeah, the first rate was a little bit heavier, and I think our thought behind that was trying to load the profile a little bit, but after that initial 2 ounce application, we had a 1 ounce application, and we've done a couple half ounce applications. And I mean, you think a half ounce is next to nothing, but since that initial application, I mean, literally it has not changed. And we did a half ounce application last week with some fungicides that we watered in. And a good example is Sunday night we ran 10 minutes of water. Last night we had 8/100ths of an inch, which is probably comparable to 18 to 20 minutes over the last 2 days. And taking our moisture readings and firmness readings, they're lower today after potentially 18 to 20 minutes of water than they would have been if we hadn't run water. So what we're seeing is that top inch really dries down, and then the moistures just don't drop after that. So but we've done a 2 ounce rate, a 1 ounce rate, and 2 half ounce rates, and the results have been the same regardless of the rate.
Yeah, and the chemistry getting in the soil. So the hydration's been there underneath, and we've been able to keep firm conditions up top. Obviously this week you're tracking a lot of data for the tour, and you know, your firmness readings have been good so far with it. And then proper hydration, I mean, a high sky day today, didn't lose much. What about 2 moisture points today?
Yeah, today was probably, the high was maybe low 70s. ET was probably at least 0.2. Very low humidity, very low dew points, and we lost 2 percentage points, which on a typical day like this with the normal wetting agents that I would use, whether it was Pervade or whatever, I think we'd probably be closer to 5. And anybody that's hosting an event of this caliber, I mean, the biggest decision I think I got to make all week is water. So now it's trusting the product, but we've had it in the ground for almost 2 months to where we're in the low 20s right now. And the last thing I'm worried about is watering greens tonight.
Perfect.
And I don't know, it's like I said earlier, to date, I mean, I've been in the business almost 30 years, and it's the best wetting agent I've used on greens.
The last thing is the kind of the dew removal piece, and I mean, you got kind of a thought process there from when you're top dressing, and you know, kind of crazy. You given 42 days to prepare for an event, and I mean, let's be honest, you're always at that 90% on this golf course on a year-round basis. So, you know, that last 10% for you to get to where you are today, you know, is where you were looking at. And so over that 40 days, you did some top dressing, you did some different things there. You were kind of using it behind some top dressing to hold off dew. I mean, on those half ounce apps, you know, what kind of dew control were you getting, a day or so?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it didn't remove all the dew. I'm sure if we went at a higher rate, the 4-ounce rate for sure, the dew probably would have been non-existent. But
On the 2-ounce rate, you had a little longer dew
we
removal.
definitely, I'm sure the higher rate we go, the dew removal is going to be more and more. Like you said, I would use it to hold down sand with top dressing or whatever it may be. But
Hey, we wish the best for Terry for this week. Big deal here in Florida, top 70 out of the world playing in this event. So we look forward to seeing how the event plays out as we get through Sundays. Thanks for joining us, Terry.
thanks.